Well, Saturday night and I just got paid. About the money, don't try to save. My heart says go, go, have a time. On Saturday night, and baby, I feel fine. I'm gonna rock it up. I'm gonna rip it up. I'm gonna shake it up. I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna lock it up at the ball tonight.
Now this is currently what is happening on the market, a big freaking party. Now what is going on? We know that the Federal Reserve Bank and other banks are currently printing money as never before. The monetary policies are very, very low, so money is cheap and investor can lend money, companies can lend money, and putting down into the system can buy back stocks, so the market is going up. Now, what we will discuss in this vlog is actually that what we will see is where the big guys putting their money currently, like people like Warren Buffett or other hedge fund managers. There is something called 13F filings. If you don't know what it is, you should stay tuned. And also, if you liked it so far and to support, make sure to smash that like button down below to make it blue, because then you hit the like button just to make this vlog more appealing to more people out there, to investors, to build a huge community here on Wolf of Dubai. And therefore, let's not waste another second and let's go inside the vlog. So before we diving into those details, so let's have a look on the market, what's going on with a couple of offers here. And first we look into the S&P 500, which is an index of the American stock market. And as you can see, the last couple of 6 months, the index just went up from almost 3,000 to now more than 3,300. And just in the last couple of months since, let's say, the 1st of January here, until now we went about 4%. So it's a rise, it's a trend that's going on. We can see it clearly, you know, even the 1 year chart looks absolutely insane with 20% plus. The 2 years chart and 5 years chart looks even or confirms the trend. Everything is going up. 10-year chart and all chart from 1970s, you can see the spike is huge here. So everything is going up, everything is loading up stocks. And Apple also in the last couple of 3-6 months, just you know, here let's have a look on the last 6 months, 54%. If we are looking into other big companies like Microsoft, for example. Also the last 6 months, absolutely insane with 34% gain, right? Amazon just loaded up about this year, if we can see here on the 2nd of January until now, 13-14% gain here for this stock. So as you can see, even the big companies are gaining quite fast over the last couple of weeks and months. Now, in this kind of market environment, nobody can say how long this will go, and we don't know what is the best way to invest. Obviously, you can pick some certain stocks, like for example, if you're watching this, follow this channel, you know that we bought a lot of Tesla stocks successfully. And if you are not following this channel so far, make sure to subscribe, because we are following also other stocks like iRobot, Amazon, and other stocks that we will talk about also here in this vlog that are supposed to be gaining over the last couple of months, and maybe will gain in the next couple of months. So therefore, make sure to follow and don't miss any other vlogs that are coming out daily here on this channel. Now let's move into the next direction, which is the 13F fillings. This is a mandatory filling for companies and hedge funds that have an equity asset of $100 million or more. They have to make this quarterly, and this is actually doing good for the people, because it gives us an indication where the smart money, the big money people, where they're putting their money, where they're putting their assets, what they are holding, what they are changing in their portfolio. So they have to actually give a full list of assets that they are holding right now. Unfortunately, you cannot just copy it. First of all, you don't know the exact timing when and they buy and sell those assets, but also you don't know the strategy behind it. Moreover, it's just for US stocks, and it doesn't contain, for example, short selling. So many hedge funds are making their money but short selling, so betting against the companies that should go down in value and then having just the long position to hedge against it. So this means that they actually have the big short position that they don't have to put in this 13F filling, and then they're having actually long positions just to hedge in case the stock goes up. So that's why those are the reasons why you cannot see, okay, you know, Warren Buffett is buying this stock, I should buy it in the same structure, I rebuild his portfolio. Obviously, you know, this can be a strategy, but it's something that is not real time. You cannot have exactly the same results as the big guys with their portfolios. And one of my most important sayings to that is also the big guys don't make always money, especially against the market. The S&P 500, this is one of the most successful investment vehicle out there to just invest in a index fund like the S&P 500 to track the best 500 companies in the US, the biggest and best in economy worldwide. And therefore people at hedge funds tried for years, and there are just a handful of really good investors that outperformed the market, and therefore, you know, in the end it makes no sense to follow exactly what they are doing because you know, of all these reasons. But it's a great indication, and that's why I thought it's the best to look into the 13F filling of one of the biggest investors and most successful investor and stock picker, Warren Buffett. I mean, Warren Buffett, if you don't know him, then I will give you just a short Wikipedia introduction. So, Warren Edward Buffett is an American business magnate, investor, and philanthropist who is the chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, which is actually his fund where he invested and hold all his assets. And he is considered one of the most successful investors in the world and has a net worth of $88.9 billion as of December 2019, and which makes him the fourth most richest persons in the world. Now, one of his best investments are, for example, he is holding 5% of the whole Apple company, which is huge. It's just an unbelievable, unimaginable, huge amount of stocks that he's holding of Apple. For a long time, he said Apple is not an investment for him. And then a couple of years ago, he started to buy Apple heavily because he said there's a great brand, great dividend stock, and huge product and branding behind this company. Moreover, one of his big investments was also Bank of America in 2018 for the financial crisis. Bank of America was one of the struggling banks out there, and he bought the stocks at around $7. Meanwhile, they are at $35, so he makes 5 times his money. And when Warren Buffett invests, then he invests billions. And last but not least, he is obviously a very early Coca-Cola investor, and still is, and he said he will never sell a share of Coca-Cola. And since his investments in Coca-Cola many decades ago, the stock rose 1,500% because he saw that the profit margins are great, the company is great branding, good American soft drink that the people love. It's a very nice cold beverage and just made out of sugar and some other ingredients. So very interesting business model for Coca-Cola. He saw it early, and he actually, when he was small, I think he owned also a vending machine for this kind of product. Anyway, so you can see Warren Buffett knows a thing or two about investing, and that's why it's important to have a look on his 13F filling. Now, if you're looking into the 13F filling of Berkshire Hathaway, you can see new incomings or new small positions in Kroger, which is like a supermarket brand company. Also, he bought a little bit of Biogen, which company is active in the medical field or medical tech backfield. And one of the most interesting and why I want to build my thesis on in this video is that he bought VOO. VOO is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which pays you 1.84% dividend as of now, as of this recording, and is actually tracking the S&P 500. So you can see that even big investors like Warren Buffett, who's actually a stock picker, he's actually picking stocks, and here he started to pick up the S&P 500 of two main reasons, and my personal opinion, and this is also the conclusion of this video. So I believe a good investment strategy, especially in this high-priced markets, are index funds. And you can see a confirmation by that is the latest 13F filling by Warren Buffett, because he knows a thing or two about investing, and if he's buying something like this, it's something that, you know, supports my thesis. I actually had this thesis already if you watched my video for top stocks to buy in Feb 2020, and beginning of this month I already said Vanguard is something that you should put into your portfolio if you're just starting or want to have just a more secure investment product, because in the end, with increasing prices on the stock market, you will see that it's maybe dangerous at one point that the stocks make a huge correction and you can lose 10-20% of your investment into one single company, while the S&P 500, when it goes down, it don't have this big movements like companies that, you know, rose so much already. Obviously this is not a recommendation, because in the end I'm also a stock picker, and I have some investments in for example other single stocks, and I still believe, you know, you can try a bit around after analyzing the market, analyzing the product, analyzing the management, how the company is, how the balance sheet of a company is. But in the end, if you want to have something more secure, more fundamental in your portfolio, then you should think about the VOO Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which is quite like a good security in your portfolio. Balance everything out, and don't crash too much if at one day we should come to a smaller correction. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Tomorrow there's another vlog for sure.